Welcome to Conversations with the Candidates. I'm Adam Swift, a reporter with the Daily Item. I'm here today with Paul Russell, Democratic candidate for sheriff in Essex County. Welcome.
Sir.
And could you tell me a little bit about your background and why you're running for sheriff this year?
Well, my background is that I'm a 20-year resident of Essex County, the Andover. Lived there with my wife and a set of twins. I grew up originally in Malden. Actually, I was a Malden firefighter, first African-American firefighter in that city. From there, I went on to got my Bachelor's of Arts in History, and from there I got my master's degree in management. And then I got appointed as a special agent with the Drug Enforcement Administration. And from 1983 to 2011, to my retirement, I served them in the Boston area, Washington, D.C., New York, and New Jersey. Basically why I'm running for office is basically to, since my retirement, I noticed there's an upsurge in heroin addiction and crime related to that. And I want to get back involved in trying to address those issues. My second reason for running is to address the mismanagement of the Sheriff's Department under the Republican administration. There's no reflection on the men and women who work there, but I believe it was time for change for leadership there. And I bring a fresh new perspective. I bring my years of experience in reference to addiction, the causes of addiction, and reasons why that people are incarcerated. Unfortunately, 99% of the crimes committed in this country are drug-related. Other issues, various issues I want to address is the rehabilitation, addressing the drug issue not as a crime, but as a disease, and combining that with mental illness and evaluation, we can cut down on the recidivism rate of drug use and abuse. So those are primarily my reasons why I'm running. I bring a new, fresh perspective. The only candidate who has proposed a three-point plan addressing the drug problem. I'm the only candidate who has kind of come out and said, that the current administration is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. I'm the only candidate who has not had any kind of ties or relationship with the current administration, nor support the administration. Even some of my Democratic colleagues who are running have commented, said that the current sheriff is doing a great job, and I don't think so. There's a lot of room for improvement in reference to getting more facilities adequate for women who are incarcerated. There has been lapses of security, drug use and abuse within the system, and I want to bring a sense of professionalism, integrity, and a positive morale for those who are working in the system as professionals, to give them the support that they need to do their job. So those are the primary reasons why I'm running.
Okay, thank you. Now, you've talked a lot about the opioid crisis, and you mentioned you have a three-point plan to combat it. Could you expand on that a little bit and tell the voters what it's about?
Well, basically, the three-point plan I'm proposing, and I will impose, is one is that the natural is education and information, empowering our community leaders with the minuses, the pluses and the minuses, I guess you would say, on why drug use and use is prevailing. A lot of young people do not realize the highly addictive drugs that are out there in reference to opioids, and it's devastating use that can really hurt the individuals. When I first started, street level heroin was 2%, 3% street levels pure. Now it's up to 95, 98% pure. So it's highly addictive, and it can leave a devastating effect on an individual for the rest of his life. The second thing is that treat addiction not as a crime, but as a disease. We cannot arrest our way out of this. Those who are addicted need to resolve those issues through mental and emotional help. Most doctors and psychiatrists and healthcare workers will tell you that addiction, people who are addicted, have other issues going on in their lives. It's a way of them self-medicating. It could be depression, being bipolar, domestic violence, whatever the causes or effect may be. But it's how some people have to resort to dealing with that. If we want true rehabilitation, we have to address the issue of mental and emotional abuse. People will tell you they've been rehabilitated, 10, 15 times, but they keep reverting back to that issue of, starting addiction again. And the reason why is there's something else going on in their lives that has to be addressed if we want full rehabilitation. My third point of my plan would be is full support of state and local drug laws that in effect. A lot of people don't understand that suppliers and dealers don't use drugs. They are facilitators, and I view them as being parasites. We're not talking about putting people who are addicted in jail. We're talking about people who are distributing and selling and dealing. Right? They prey upon the community, particularly in the communities of color and the African American community. I've been working with the Justice Department since 1982, and it always appears to me that the drugs and drug addiction affects people of color, poor communities, people of American descent more quickly than we do in the white communities. So this is a prevailing problem that has to be addressed. So basically that's my 3-point plan, and if I apply that, I believe you'll see crime go down, and we will be able to deal with this addiction. There's no silver bullet. Things have to, it's going to take time, but I'm the type of individual that will keep my foot on the pedal, get the job done. We have to be serious about this. So.
Okay. And how would you work with other local law enforcement agencies and community organizations to push forward your goals as a sheriff?
Well, I would incorporate faith-based organizations and service organizations to help, maybe a mentoring program from Rotary, the Lions Club, Salvation Army, again, churches, community organizations have to be involved fully to make this thing work. No one at the Sheriff's Department can do it all. And if they're telling you that, they're misleading you. There has to be a community effort. Families, any legitimate organization needs to get involved. If we have many people getting involved, the work will be light. Okay. The problem is that as a society, sometimes we want an instant, gratification or an answer to this, and this is going to take a period of time. Educators have to be involved. Administrators have to be involved. I know there's a lot going on in reference to the world of terror and security and things like this, but to me, in my opinion, addiction for our young people is probably the most dangerous element that can be in our society. In addition, we have to be more serious about enforcing the law on the other end. Again, we have to not be as I would say, as liberal in reference to dealers and suppliers. They prey upon our communities and our children, and this is an important element of, component of my plan.
Okay. Well, thank you. Do you have any final words for the voters today?
No, I've been involved in this sheriff's race in 2015. I initially was going to challenge the current administration for this position, but since then, as you know, the sheriff said he was not going to announce his candidacy, and so I've been involved in reaching out to all various community members and communities in general in reference to my candidacy. You'll find no one more dedicated, more experienced, more passionate, and dedicated to addressing this job. It's important, and I feel that I have the tools, the background, and the connections with other law enforcement agencies to get this job done. I've worked with shoulder to shoulder in the trenches with all types of federal agencies, state and local agencies, from Massachusetts, going down as far as Florida. No other candidate has the experience with background in law enforcement, budgeting, funding, getting the job done. So.
Okay, thank you. Well, this has been a conversation with Paul Russell, candidate for Essex County Sheriff. I'm Adam Swift, reporter with the Lynn Item. For more election coverage, read the Daily Item and itemlive.com. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.